Welcome to this major update of my LEGO City project, where we're going to replace the entire road system and expand the city's surface area by a massive 30%. There are some spectacular new builds coming up, so let's dive right in. The current road network is made using official LEGO road plates. They don't look bad, but I know I can do better. Today, I'm also showing you a building technique that not many LEGO builders use, but in my opinion, it's the ultimate way to design roads in your LEGO city. First, we're removing all the road plates and the detailing around them. It's going to be a completely new construction, so I'll need to adjust the surrounding area as well. Now that that's done, you can see that these plates are fully separated from the rest of the city layout. With the main road gone, it's time to move all the cars and buses so we can also take out the middle road section. As you can see, there's already a wide variety of them in my layout, ranging from custom-built designs to official sets. One thing that's been bothering me for a while is the height difference between the hospital parking lot and the road. Ambulances had to bump over a ridge, which isn't exactly ideal for the patients they're transporting. The great thing about tearing down old structures is that you free up a huge amount of bricks that can be reused for even better builds. And trust me, we're going to need every brick because I'm about to fill an entire new table with amazing custom builds. But first, we need to upgrade the existing roads and make sure everything connects better than before. Planning ahead is crucial to ensure that all parts of the city are well connected and pedestrian crossings are in the right places. I completely removed the parking lot behind the hospital since it needed to be lowered by one stud to match the new road level. With this building method, it's really important to provide enough support underneath your plates. I've made the mistake before of only adding support every 10 studs, which led to plates being pushed down and the structures above them lacking proper stability. I filled the area using both gray and white plates, since they'll be covered anyway and any color will do underneath. However, the corner near the train tracks will remain visible, so that section is finished with light gray plates for a clean look. I also replaced the section between the two hospital buildings. This was easy to do because the hospital was built modularly, allowing me to remove and reattach parts without any hassle. This is a great example of why you always want to build modular. I chose to finish the walkway leading to the hospital using striped tiles that I reclaimed from dismantling the old square LEGO road plates. I'm reattaching all sections of the hospital and continuing with the groundwork to prepare for the new parking spaces. I've also added an extra pedestrian walkway between the parking lot and the road so people can cross safely. I'm remeasuring the parking spaces and filling the gaps with dark gray plates. With all the tiles laid, I also added a fence between the parking area and the train tracks. As with everything in my city, I try to replicate real life as closely as possible. And that also means adding a barrier between roads or sidewalks and the train tracks. This time, I chose a light gray base with a white edge on top. It's already a huge improvement, don't you think? But trust me, you'll be even more impressed once I apply my custom road building technique and reveal the final result. For the new roads, I bought a massive stack of dark gray 1x6 stud bricks, which luckily were available on the pick-a-brick wall. Otherwise, it would have cost me a lot more. We're stacking the bricks in a set pattern and placing white plates along the edges to represent the road markings. In the center, I've added white bricks every 8 studs to create the dashed middle lines that divide the two lanes. The top is finished with dark gray tiles, since the white edge line was already added, as you can see in the footage. Once the new road section is slid into position, I realized I needed to connect it to the entrance of the covered parking garage. I solved that by angling the white stripe to guide the transition. I'm personally really happy with the result so far. It's always a bit of a guess how it will turn out, but I think this is a huge improvement compared to the official LEGO road plates. It's time to put the bus back in place and have a car and 2 ambulances drive into the parking lot. You can clearly see there's no more height difference, which allows the vehicles to park smoothly. Now that this section is done, I'm moving on to the main road. It's nearly 6.5 feet of road, so a big job. This road also features side striping, but it's slightly wider than the one in the center of the city. It is the main road after all, and main roads are supposed to be wider than the side streets. Building this section of road took me a full hour, but luckily I've sped up the footage so you don't have to suffer through the same fate I did. At first, I wanted to add a speed bump between the railroad and the road, but visually it didn't work well. So now there's a small height difference between the two, just like in real life. I'm finishing the road with the white stripes along the edges, and it's only now hitting me just how many bricks this project has actually cost me. As a Lego builder, it's probably best not to think about that for too long and just stay focused on the final result. With the full road now in place, just look at how much better it looks. In my opinion, it's way more realistic than before. We put the vehicles back in position and move on to maybe the most exciting part of this update. As loyal viewers know, I built a custom shell gas station, and it's finally getting a new spot along the main road. This build is full of awesome little details, so you won't want to miss it. But first, I made a massive purchase on Lego.com to build the base for this new city section. Alongside the many dark gray tiles, I also bought a whopping 999 light gray 2x2 tiles, or actually 999, since you can't order an even 1,000 through Lego's Pick-a-Brick online system. I'll need a lot of these for the sidewalks in the new part of the city, which will be surrounded by tall skyscrapers. To give you an idea of the scale, this part of the project alone has already cost me around $500 worth of bricks. But we're not done yet. In a moment, we'll continue with building another road, a gas station, and more sidewalks. The bricks you see here will mainly be used for my next skyscraper project. It's going to be a massive dark gray building with over 15 different floors, all built modular so they can be stacked and rearranged easily. That's why I stocked up on these dark gray jumper plates. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see how it all comes together. But first, this. While shopping at a local thrift store, I stumbled upon a supermarket Lego-style set I had never seen before. It was pretty obvious it wasn't an official Lego set, though I figured it might be part of a collaboration, like the ones they've done with Shell. The bag was full of fun-looking pieces, but when I looked closer, it turned out to be knockoff Lego. I have to admit, they didn't do a bad job and I didn't notice right away. I thought it would be fun to build a supermarket, but definitely not with these fake bricks. Now that the fake Lego is packed away, it's finally time to start filling the new table with base plates and the first buildings. Here's the Shell gas station I mentioned earlier. Pretty solid build, right? But we're going to tweak it a bit to make it even better. First, we need to make sure it connects properly to the road, and we need to add an extra turn lane so the gas station is accessible from both directions. That means building a pedestrian crossing and creating a safe spot where citizens can cross the main road. I'm extending the road all the way to the end of the table, which means I need to build new sidewalks and make sure every area is easily accessible. As you can see, I extended the platform by 4 studs to give vehicles more room to pull in and refuel. The break in the white lane markings clearly shows where cars can enter and exit. By adding a small angled section, it's now easier for vehicles to make the turn and park at one of the pumps. You can see there's just enough space for cars to park and drive away smoothly. Because this area has become a full intersection with 4 connecting roads, I decided to reflect that with a cross-shaped pattern in the center of the junction. I've also added a pedestrian path so the new part of the city is accessible on foot. As you can see, I created 4 separate road sections that fit together perfectly. Designing this new road building technique was a huge puzzle, but I think it turned out great. Personally, I believe the result is a major improvement compared to the old version. Now I'm really curious, how did you design the roads in your own Lego city? Do you have an even better technique? Or do you agree this is the best way to build Lego roads? Let me know in the comments. As you can see in the footage, my city keeps growing, and it would mean a lot to me if as many Lego fans as possible got to see my work. Do you feel the same? Then please share this video, give it a like, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That way, you won't miss any future updates, and you'll get to enjoy my next one where I'll be building a 5-foot-tall skyscraper that will blow you away. Thanks for your support, and I'll see you in the next update.